君のね。うしけ。つけますよ。
Hi, I'm Devaney, and I'm here today to help players new to Guilty Gear Xrd Rev 2 learn Jack-O. This series will cover everything from her buttons, basic controls, Okizeme, combos, and the strategy behind making the most of this extremely unique and very fun character. Jack-O has a total of 6 command normals on her dust button that are entirely unique to her. These normals can be done without meter, but if used when meter is available, will automatically deduct 10 to 15% of your current tension on startup. In exchange, the metered versions have improved properties like better frame data, faster startup, faster recovery, or further unique differences from their unmetered versions. The meter use on these is mandatory, and sometimes using an unmetered version can put her in a bad position. So awareness of your current amount of meter when using them is advised. These dust normals are considered specials by the game's engine, and therefore do chip damage. 5D acts as a universal overhead with a misleading animation that low profiles in the middle of the active frames, though its low profile frames aren't very useful. It's best used as a special cancel during servant swarm pressure, to be a hard-to-see overhead check. The metered version has faster startup and is significantly less minus on block. Unlike other characters, Jack-O's 2D serves as a somewhat meterless invincible reversal. It is invincible on startup, like most DPs, but without meter, it is significantly slower. It has limited horizontal coverage and, unlike other DPs in the game, can be thrown on startup. Because it isn't on a traditional 6-2-3 input, Jack-O can buffer it during block strings, so will come out on the first frame a gap appears. 6D is a command throw that low crushes very early in the animation, and does a lot of damage. It is important for the early parts of the round because it grants hard knockdown on hit, and allows for safe setups. It's mostly used as a tick throw, but the metered version can also catch backdashes. With meter, it is faster to start up and has increased range. 4D is the reason Jack-O can get knockdown off most hits, anywhere on the screen. Despite looking like a command throw, 4D is a hit grab, and on block, behaves like a normal mid-hitting strike. It is very disadvantageous on block, so autopiling into it at the end of block strings is dangerous. With meter, Jack-O is able to spit the opponent in any direction of her choosing by inputting the direction she desires. Without meter, the opponent will automatically be spit forward. The metered version has faster startup and better frame data on block, but not by much. JD spits a projectile below Jack-O, while stalling her current air momentum. It has no minimum height, and when used in conjunction with her dive kick, can keep her descent tricky to read. With meter, 3 projectiles will shoot at a steep downward angle, while following Jack-O's current air trajectory. Without meter, it has 1 projectile that falls in a significantly more sloped arc. J2D is Jack-O's dive kick. The frame advantage from this on block varies by how high in the air she was when performing it, but at best, it's neutral on block. Having this blocked will often end with you giving up your turn or being punished, but it has high reward on hit mid-screen with meter, and in the corner without. With meter, it has faster startup. Unlike a traditional character's special moves, Jack-Os aren't used as a direct attack. Any button that is special cancelable can be cancelled into these setups, but if you haven't secured a knockdown yet, or have servants around to keep the opponent occupied, you're open for punishment. Down, down, or 2-2, P, K, or S, places a house. Different types of servants will spawn from each type of house, and they all cover different parts of the screen, while their attacks have different properties. What types of servants spawn from this house is determined by the attack button used when setting it. P houses spawn knight servants, K houses spawn lancer servants, and S houses spawn magician servants. Over time, houses passively gain levels, and their maximum health increases while spawning more resilient servants with improved attacks. The health bar above them depletes as the opponents hit the houses with physical strikes or projectiles, until it reaches 0, where the house will then disappear altogether. If this happens, the house will need to be set again and start from level 1. When near houses, Jack-O has various things she can do to interact with them. Pressing 2P near a house will pick it up and hold it until Jack-O otherwise does something else with it. Following a brief period of time after she picks up the house, it will start to regenerate health and gain her tension or meter. To utilize her normal button, 2P near a house, you must input down forward punch or down back punch to avoid accidentally picking it up. This is considered a special and therefore can be cancelled into from any special cancelable button. For the next actions, it must be noted that any attack button corresponding to any house set, be it punch, kick, or slash, can be used regardless of the type of house currently being held. While holding a house, if 2P, K, or S is input, Jack-O will place the house back in front of her. This is an uncommon thing to see done because the animation is much longer than the other options from holding a house. While holding a house, if 4P, K, or S is input, Jack-O will absorb the house into an inventory indicated in her house HUD under her character portrait next to the health bar. The house will be grayed out. When a house is in inventory, it will immediately be restored back to full health while maintaining its level. When it is placed again, it will remain at its current level with maximum health, but at level 1 and 2, the time it has until it levels up again is reset. This is the fastest thing to do if a house is already being held and she finds herself in a dangerous situation. It can be done in the air. While holding a house, if 5, P, K, or S is input, Jack-O will throw the house in an arc in front of her, with the house having a hitbox its entire descent. The house is considered a projectile, so it can absorb one hit of any projectile on screen, but will still take damage from it. And you will see any Jack-O player do it a lot. It can be done in the air. Down, down, or 2-2-H will make Jack-O enter a stance where she appears to be playing an organ. From here, she can give orders to houses or servants by inputting an attack button that corresponds to specific actions. After using a command, that command will then go on cooldown for varying amounts of time, and if pressed again in organ stance, will lock Jack-O into the organ animation for a short period of time, and leave her open to punishment. Jack-O is in counter hit state the entire time she is in organ stance. Organ P, or Recover All, will recall every house on the stage currently, much like picking them up and absorbing them. It has a 15-second cooldown. Organ K, or Clock Up, will order every current servant and any servant that spawns from the house until it wears off, a speed and attack buff. It has an 18-second cooldown. Organ S, or Explode, is a seldom used command that puts all houses and servants currently out on a 3-second timer, after which they will explode. After activating, she is able to recall all houses with Organ P to keep them from exploding whilst leaving the servants to do so alone. The explosion will also damage and deal chip damage to Jack-O, unless she has Aegis Shield currently active. It has a 6-second cooldown. Organ H, or Aegis Shield, puts up a light purple colored bubble in a radius around Jack-O. While this is up, any projectile directed at her will be absorbed and not cause damage to her or the house and servants inside. Aegis nullifies quite a few attacks that aren't actually projectiles, like Zato's Puppet Eddie, all of Dizzy's summons, and even Slayer's Helter Skelter. It also completely nullifies projectile supers as well. Aegis Shield is an extremely strong defensive option that any player will be using often. The shield stays up for a total of 6 seconds and has a 21-second cooldown. Organ D will leave the stance without a command being given. By inputting 214S with 50% tension available, or 214D with 50% tension and burst available, Jack-O performs her version of Ramlethal's Calvados, where she jumps into the air and spikes her ball and chain downward, which will then explode in a tall vertical beam projectile. The slash version is not a reversal and is mostly used as a combo extender and to gain generous plus frames from super cancelable buttons. The burst version is frame 1 invincible and does quite a bit more damage, with the obvious downside of consuming burst. By inputting a full circle or a 360 and a punch with 50% meter available, Jack-O will do an enhanced version of her 6D command grab. Forever Elysium Driver, or FED, is frame 1 invincible on startup, so it can be used as a reversal. It has 2 frames of startup after the flash, which makes its potential as a mix-up tool very weak, as the opponent can jump out on reaction. Despite being a command grab super, it can be comboed into and does a very large amount of damage even when scaled. With servants swarming the opponent, Jack-O can somewhat consistently combo into instant kill if the universal necessary requirements to do so have been met. But otherwise, most of her combos are not appropriate to end with an instant kill. That being said, it is pretty cool. Thanks for watching. Next time we'll be covering Jack-O's combo theory as well as her Okizeme. I've been Tubbing. Thanks for watching and see you on the flip side.